All right, guys, welcome to not this episode of Vertcoin Talk, because this isn't a normal Vertcoin Talk. You'll notice in a different place. I want to make sure audio sounds good. This is the first time for me broadcasting from my new office. So I'm at my new house. Everything looks a little bit different here, but wanted to do a quick broadcast here real quick just to kind of, I guess, calm some people, but also to really just let people understand kind of some things that are happening right now with the Upbit Exchange. There has been an absolute massive amount of influx of just messages and things of that nature coming in revolving around that. And honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what's happening because we're getting some information from the users of Upbit that indicate that Upbit has tried to reach out to team members and stuff of that nature on Vertcoin, and we haven't received anything from them. And in fact, for the past 3 days, Eric has been trying to email them, and they haven't responded. So, but apparently, Upbit is making the statement that they're looking to delist the coin due to global liquidity. I don't know what they expect us to do about that or what they expect anyone to do about that. It's a little puzzling, especially when you don't even try to reach out to the development team that's currently working on the project and stuff of that nature. So, let's see. Am I hacking Canaan? The green text. Let's see. I see green hacking text. Oh, no. No one's hacking. No, that's actually a background graphic that was created for us a while ago. So, and I don't know how much of a delay I'm on. The setup you see behind me is actually for my work. So, one of the things that we had to do with a lot of the riots and stuff like that are going on here in the United States is here in my city that I used to live in. I don't live in there anymore. I'm now 30 plus miles away. Our office was right next to the local police department there for the city, and we actually had to move offices. I had to break my lease for my company, had to move offices so that we're out of the city simply because it wasn't safe for me to have my employees go into the office. As a result of that, also with all of the COVID stuff, our company has gone now fully work from home. We have a smaller office for all of our servers and production equipment and stuff of that nature. If you guys don't know, I actually do live event production and webcasting for a living. But so this is my at-home setup here. But just wanted to address some of the Upbit stuff. I've been trying to find on their website where they have said that they are trying to delist us. I also looked on their Twitter really quickly. Didn't see anything there. Did get some DMs on the Vertcoin Twitter, people asking about that. Here's the long and short of it. They haven't reached out to the team at all. They haven't asked us any questions. There's been zero communication whatsoever. And in fact, we've tried to reach out to them because we've had people coming to us asking us what's going on with the situation. And it just hasn't been a very, communicative situation where they're trying to communicate back with us and trying to understand stuff. So what I would say is that anybody who has any Vertcoin on Upbit or any exchange, be mindful that if your coins are on an exchange, they are not yours without your key. If you no keys, no coins. So be mindful of that. I would also direct you to Upbit and reach out to them and ask them, why are they making statements of maybe they would try to delist the project or something of that nature? Seems very odd, especially with us currently now having VertHash going on testnet. We have paid our mining developer, we don't have the capability in-house to develop a mining program in order to mine the algorithm. So we had to outsource that to a guy named Cryptographics, who he did our previous miner for Layer 2 Rev 3. So we paid him for that, and in doing the whole paying him for it, basically he builds the miner. we, test it and make sure everything is optimized and stuff of that nature. And simply us paying him is him making that code open source and available for anybody to be able to see and inspect. Otherwise, he could just have a closed source miner. Wouldn't do any good if we didn't fork the project onto the new algorithm. But that's now out on the testnet. So right now, if you go over to our Reddit, you'll be able to see BDF put up this awesome little basically how-to guide, and I'll throw it out here in the chat real quick on how to mine or participate in the testnet for Verthash. So you do have to update your wallet. You got to download the miner, and you want to follow these step-by-step guides. In order to be able to do this, you are going to be doing this on the testnet. The coins are worthless. Some people like to say that they got hundreds of thousands of, testnet coins, which is great, but they're not worth anything. They may be worth something to you, but you have to sync up the testnet blockchain, and then you can start mining using the mining tool that we have paid for to be developed on the Verthash algorithm, and you'll be able to see the new hash rates. Something you'll notice is that hash rates are extremely low because the algorithm is extremely difficult in order to hash. So follow those step by step. If you have any questions or run into any problems, please swing over into the development Discord channel on our Discord on the mining. So the mining in one click, even development too as well, simply because we are still in the test net, work with them to be able to try and troubleshoot some of your issues. Executed One asked, how long was the Layer 2 Rev 3 on testnet? So remember, it's been about 2 years, actually, just under 2 years since we actually did the testnet fork for Layer 2 Rev 3. So that was on testnet for about 3 months almost. So we're about a month removed from that. I think we did the initial testnet fork the beginning of December 2018, and we forked the project February 1st or 2nd, 2019. And so normally that was about 3 months. We actually may be able to fork it sooner than that on this one, but we want to make sure that we got the miner is fully operational. We're able to access as many cards as possible, because remember, at the end of the day, our goal is for mining distribution to be decentralized. So we want to be able to hit as many cards as possible, and just that way everybody can come over and start mining on the new algorithm. So we're, right now we do not have a date set for when we're going to be forking the main chain. As soon as we figure out what that is, we won't even know a date, we'll know a block. So what we do is when we push out a new version of the core wallet, and in that core wallet, there is a block that is labeled for it to switch over to the new algorithm. At that block, there is no going back after that. So it's the exact same thing we did almost 2 years ago now, just under 2 years. So we have experience doing this. We'll knock it out just like we did last time. We didn't have any problems whatsoever. Let's see. Wanted to also touch real quick something else that kind of came up with this whole Upbit stuff. And like I said, with Upbit, go to Upbit and ask them what they are doing. The developers and the team at Vertcoin that is currently managing the project, we have no influence whatsoever with any exchanges. We can ask them to do things. Some exchanges, they won't even talk to you unless you have at vertcoin.org email. But the thing that's kind of funny is that Bitcoin has no official entity. But all of these other little small ICO projects and stuff of that nature, they have physical, corporation addresses, and they have, there's a legal entity around them and stuff of that nature. But Vertcoin doesn't have an entity necessarily. So anybody in the community can speak on behalf of the project and request things from exchanges. Ask them why they're doing things. Ask them why they haven't updated or why they haven't done a new pairing or something of that nature. So don't feel like you have to wait on us. Everybody on the team is actually very busy right now, especially with Verthash. That's a year and a half project that's kind of been in the making. developing a whole new algorithm from scratch is, I mean, we took bits and pieces from other different types of algorithms, but, putting this all together from scratch, it hasn't been easy, and it's definitely a lot of work for a volunteer team to do, but it's about a 1.5-year project in the making. So don't feel like you have to email us or come into Discord and message one of us so that we can go message them. You guys are more than capable of doing that yourselves. If you get feedback that, hey, we will only talk to somebody with an @vertcoin.org email address, then you can let us know. But it's, unfortunately with this Upbit thing, we have no, I guess, decision-making or authority or anything of that nature when it comes to that particular exchange. They can do whatever they want with it. Ideally, I'd like for them to stay there because it would be nice to have a on-ramp for Korean, using the Korean currency. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do. And it's not like we're forcing them to stay there. I mean, we would like for them to keep the project listed, but it is what it is. Hopefully it stays listed. The other thing I was going to point out here is that Hyper Gamers had said something on here about Vertcoin status, Verthash adoption exchanges, and basically he kind of just went through this whole thing where he was recently talking about Upbit, and this was just kind of a little post on how Vertcoin's not dead. And you can see in the thumbnail I put a little voice thing that I am alive. We haven't done a Vertcoin talk in 6 months, and it's because I don't do Vertcoin talks until we have a development update. One, my time's valuable, your time's valuable. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time giving you a big show about, some piddly little information. That's where like our Vertcoin Updates channel inside of our Discord, our announcements channel inside of our Discord, you can get kind of real-time updates as things are happening inside of the project. And then kind of the Vertcoin talk is like the big finale of a culmination normally of a 1 quarter worth of work. So we would do the show 4 times a year, whereas this year we've only done it now once so far this year. Coronavirus hasn't helped. Obviously everybody's kind of busy dealing with all of that here in the United States, dealing with the riots here locally where I'm at, just because of that. That's an extra layer of stuff. We also have things going on in our personal lives and things like that. So just, come check out. Also, the Vertcoin Reddit, something else if you haven't noticed. If we go to, let's go to vertcoin.org and you go to community. On here, you'll notice, so if you go to Medium, the latest Vertcoin blog post was December 12th, 2017. So all of our Vertcoin dev updates that used to be hosted on Medium, they have gotten banned because Medium was apparently not happy with the fact that Eric's Etang, who's one of the developers, he had posted the Vertcoin blog on his Medium, and he just relabeled it Vertcoin. They weren't happy because it wasn't a Vertcoin official name or login or what have you. So they basically blocked all of the posts that we had on there. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to abandon Medium as the method in which we post dev updates, and instead we're just going to go back to our Reddit. So if you want to see the dev update whenever it gets posted, it will be posted here on the Reddit page. Eric and I are going to be working on that hopefully this upcoming week. I know our goal was to work on it last week and for me to do like a Halloween stream. That simply just didn't happen just due to other requirements of our times and stuff of that nature. Just didn't work out. So we're going to try and work on that dev update this upcoming week, and hopefully I'll be able to have a Vertcoin talk, a full-on stream come this weekend perhaps. With work and everything of that nature. Really, it would have to be a late night stream or a weekend stream in order for me to really be able to get that through. Let me check the chat here real quick. Let's see. Upbit news. Tell me solution for Upbit delisting issue. So like I'd already talked through, there is no solution from us. We can't do. So they're talking about liquidity, global liquidity. Like, I understand that might be a complaint to maybe a group where they had a massive ICO or massive pre-mine, and they could just flood the market with coins and liquidity. We can't do that. Our project is quasi-unique in this space nowadays in that we had no pre-mine, no ICO, no airdrops. We don't have a war chest. Our war chest that we had of donations that we had received over the last few years, we just spent a lot of that, almost the majority of it, on getting the new miner built for Verthash. We simply just don't have the spare coins to create liquidity for Upbit. There's nothing we can do as a development team other than we're working on Verthash in order to change the mining algorithm, in order to fork the project. I don't know what else they would want for us to do. It's not as if they've actually reached out to us and said, hey, we would love for you to do X, Y, and Z. That would be great. It would at least would give us some guidance, and we wouldn't be just, shooting off emails into the ether with no actual response. So it's a little bit frustrating, the position that they've taken where they're, not being very forthright. I could easily just log into my email and show that we haven't received anything because I get the all@vertcoin.org. And that's something else on our website. There is no email address. The reason why we don't give an email address is you have tons of ways. We're going to remove Medium, but you have tons of ways. You have our YouTube channel. You can send us a message there. You could DM us on Twitter. You could come into our Discord. You can talk to the developers directly there. You can go on our Reddit. You can talk there. There's mountains of ways for people to get a hold of us. We didn't necessarily feel the need to put the email address on there that would go to everybody that has a vertcoin.org email. But, we can do that. It's just all@vertcoin.org, but we haven't heard from them. Let's see. Not mine. Vertcoin for ages. Reward was low with my GPU. Yeah, it is what it is when it comes to the value of the coin, but at least you're able to mine it with your GPU. You can't say that for Bitcoin or a lot of these other projects. What happened to coins and old wallets? So the coins are still there. The only thing you have to do is update your wallet so that you're on the updated chain. So just make sure you got the latest version of the core wallet. Make sure and back up your wallet prior to upgrading. But yeah, you should be good there. So you ask Binance to list Vertcoin. So that I think I said something in our Discord earlier today that if Binance actually came back, or we actually were able to get a hold of Binance and they wanted to list us, it probably would require us, publicly bowing down and worshiping at CZ's feet, and then also pulling a pile of cash and laying it at their feet as well in order to get on the exchange. I think once Verthash is released and we got a little bit more spare time, that might be something we can do, is reach back out to them and be like, hey, any interest? At the end of the day, it's up to them. We can only do but so much. So weird timing, Greg. I don't know if that's weird timing with Upbit or what, but yeah, it's seemed to kind of come out of the blue. Really would like to have gotten a heads up about it, or at least discussed, what some of their concerns were, to see if, if we with any of our capability be able to alleviate any of that. But, we haven't heard from them. So, I think we're on BitThumb, to be honest, Lee. I think we're already on there. We'll have to, anybody, and that's something else that goes back to what I was saying before. Anybody can reach out to these exchanges. You do not have to be, quote unquote, on the team or have a @vertcoin.org email. Please, you guys, just as before I got involved with the team now almost 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. Initially when I first got involved, I was not, I didn't have a vertcoin.org email address. I didn't have my name anywhere or anything of that nature, but I was advocating out there for, media platforms and radio stations and all this other stuff in order just to try and help the team out and stuff of that nature. These guys, it's not a bunch of us, but it's not like we have a full marketing department where we have $3, $4, $5 million budget to where we can do marketing. So definitely would appreciate any any outside source help. And if you need any guidance or anything like that, please post in our Discord. Our Discord is a wealth of knowledge, and people are more than willing to help out at all points and any point. So if you need guidance on like how to structure an email, if you want to know the right keywords to say and things of that nature, then, that's no problem whatsoever. Don't ever feel like you're in this alone, but, don't feel like you're helpless and that you can't, do this stuff without us. So I need to get rid of the restream chat. That's something else you may notice. I am experimenting with some other stuff here as far as the streaming goes. Let me make me a little bit bigger there. And I'm working with a new encoder here, but this is my first stream here from the new office. Hopefully it sounds and looks all right. Maybe one day, I got to finish my drone footage of my new house and I'll release that and show you guys that. But that's all that this was. It was just a quick update on kind of Upbit, what's happening. If you look at the Vertcoin updates, so if you guys are not familiar, this is our Discord. Hold on, let me go back to the green background there. So this is our Discord right here. So if you see the Vertcoin updates, this will give you a lot of information. Gives you links to download the miner. If you want, graphics, Harrison's been creating some backgrounds and stuff of that nature. Just some general updates, and these are kind of happening real time while everything is going on. And then our announcements. This is where like we do our big announcements of just some stuff coming up. But yeah, if you like food, we post stuff in there, trading, marketing, development, all of the development work and stuff of that nature you'll see here is all happening really out here in the open, in the public. So if you want to know or understand, or you want to talk to James or JK, anybody when it comes to how the development's going, or if you want some questions on mining, it's all in here, and you can tap that at any point in time. So VTC poster. That's just, I think we had a lot of those poster designs that we had created a few years ago. I'm sure we could push that into, but as far as behind me, so this is one of the things that, especially now that I'm doing the work from home aspect of my day job, I can't put anything Vertcoin necessarily behind me unless I get like one of those little pop-up banners that I can take down, because what you're seeing me stream here, and then also my cameras that I have over here, whenever I'm doing any trainings or anything like that for work, what they can see behind me. So the only thing I have behind me right now is George Washington crossing the Delaware. It's just a nice little sign of perseverance and stuff of that nature. And no matter what the elements are around you, you can always strive through it. But yeah, let's see. What could make VTC price bring to the moon? I have no idea. That's something that if you've ever watched these streams before, and if you ever know anything about the team, we don't talk price, and we don't necessarily care about price in the sense of the price of the project is not going to change our desire to work on it, or to the desire to continue to develop and stuff of that nature. So the only thing that's going to increase the price, I guess, would be if people, buy it. I guess, that's, I don't know. There's a lot of avenues and ways that you can buy things now, especially, with a lot of the exchanges that we're on and stuff of that nature. But yeah, I think that's it for me tonight. Just want to do a quick stream real quick. One, let you know we're not dead. We're still here. We're still kicking vert hashes on testnet. Please get out there and download the testnet wallet, and download the miner. Start playing around with your GPO, and then report back to the mining channel, or the development channel, or the general channel, whatever, in Discord, or on Reddit. Let us know how your GPU is doing. At the end of the day, we still want this to be a GPU mineable cryptocurrency. We don't want ASICs anywhere near us. And if we have FPGAs, we don't want them to have a distinct advantage over GPUs. Normally, we'd like to see if a FPGA costs 10 times the amount, then maybe it has 10 times the performance. That's where you're basically paying for that additional performance up front. But yeah, I think we will let's see. The community derives from the willingness. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think, the developers that are on the project, James and Eric are probably one of the older ones, but we've had new developers that have hopped on over the past few years, and if you have any developmental talents or want to learn anything as far as the project goes and stuff of that nature, these guys are more than willing to help out and just to kind of coach you on kind of what a cryptocurrency is in the purest form, in the sense of there's no like funny things about airdrops and staking and interest earned and all, a lot of that stuff avoid. I'd rather just stick to the fundamentals of Bitcoin, but have it GPU mineable. So, let's see. All right, cool. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I'll be back hopefully within a week or so with a full show, with a full Vertcoin talk. But just wanted to send that out real quick about the Upbit stuff. And also letting you know that the Verthash miner and testnet, they're all squared away there. But just letting you know, and if you have any questions about Upbit, you're more than welcome to put them in the Discord, but I would direct you to Upbit. Just tell them, be like, hey, why are you saying stuff like you want to delist Vertcoin? Why haven't you talked to the developers? Because really, at the end of the day, they're going to make the decision on what they want to do, and there's only but so much that we can do, especially if we're not included in the conversation. So we've sent emails, just haven't heard back yet. But we will see you guys here within a week or two. We'll see, because that, like I said, I don't do the stream unless we have a dev update. So pay attention to all of our social media channels and in our Discord. And once we have a dev update out, you will see a stream coming soon. So have a good night, and we will see you guys in the next one.
What is Vertcoin? Vertcoin is a digital currency that can be sent between people over the internet without having to rely on any payment processor. Compared to other alternative technologies, Vertcoin has a number of advantages. Like Bitcoin and Litecoin, Vertcoin isn't controlled by large banks or institutions.